Look at that title, How to Sell My House Without a Realtor. How about this one? How to Sue My Neighbor Without a Lawyer, or How to Pull My Teeth Without a Dentist. I know, I'm taking it personally, but looking at the numbers, number one, that's a very high ranking search because who wants to spend the money to pay a commission? And by the way, commissions are negotiable and not everybody charges the same. But when a listing agent charges at this point in the ecosystem anyway, we're also offering to pay a buyer agent to bring a buyer. So, if you pay me 6%, I'm going to offer 3% to a buyer's agent. And it's a beautiful ecosystem is a word I like because I'm motivated to help list and sell your house, my team, and the buyer agent is motivated to help that buyer find the right house for them. Anyway, I've got three scenarios. Here's scenario number one. Say you're going to list your home for $300, probably 2 or 3 times that, right? But if you're going to be a FSBO at $300, because you want to save $18,000 commission based on a 6%. Now, the drawback, pros and cons, limited access to marketing tools and pricing strategies. Here's the thing, guys. If you don't do this all day, every day, like my team does. I know there are a lot of part-time realtors, but to do this right, you're working really hard and knowing the pricing strategies. And by the way, that has changed some over the last year or two, going from the multiple offers now to, of course, the low inventory. And there are strategies for pricing that a seasoned professional knows. And the same thing with marketing tools. In other words, we have access to the MLS because we're members of the local association, the state, and the National Association of Realtors. And so we have marketing tools, not just the MLS, but we know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. So the consequences on that means you might be on the market for a longer time. Now, when those days on market start clicking, all right, so that might mean fewer offers and maybe a lower sales price. So data, FSBO median sale in 2020 was 310, and the agent-assisted median was 405, meaning, hey, maybe there's a $95,000 loss there that could easily have paid an $18,000 commission. Scenario number 2, you list your home for $400 as a FSBO because you want to save at 6%, $24,000. But if you don't know how to negotiate, like in complex situations, and believe me, there are many moving parts to any real estate transaction. So being able to negotiate, there's legal paperwork that needs to be worked through, and that's very technical. And so the risk is homes sold with agents are 3 times more likely to exceed the list price. Doesn't always happen. There are no guarantees. Again, the market is constantly fluctuating. I was in a session today and a lender from Movement Mortgage said that, hey, stuff is linked to this index, and when that's going down, then the rates will go down. And, the federal Jerome's going to say something today that'll affect the rates tomorrow. And so she knows her stuff on the loans, and we know our stuff on the actual transaction of selling the house. So if, in fact, the 2020 data, 40% of agent-assisted sales exceeded the full list price. FSBO's only 13%. 40% to 13%. Because again, I could have a dentist pull my teeth or I could do it myself, right? So, but consequence there is potential money left on the table and increased liability exposure. And plus at some point, a house that goes on the market right, timed right, presented right, sells quickly. Wow. Something that starts as a FSBO and then realizes, and then it becomes, and then maybe this, let's go for a discount brokerage, get somebody just to put it on the MLS and all that. And still then agents can see that. And so just throwing it up on Zillow. Scenario number 3, list your home for $500 as a for sale by owner to save, say, 30 grand, but limited knowledge to prepare the home, like staging, decluttering, repairs, being able to have an agent come in and tell you the truth about what it's going to take for you to get top dollar and, to sell as quickly as possible for as much as possible. I like that ad on the radio where the guy says, list with us. No open houses, no showing, no stress. And I always throw in no profit, right? Because the profit should go into your pocket. And so when somebody comes along to just buy your house, no listings, no open houses, no profit, you should be profiting from your real estate investment. So, preparing the home is important. Expense out-of-pocket costs for photography, marketing materials. In other words, we're likely going to spend $1,000 to get going. Professional measuring of your home. That's a legal thing you hadn't thought about. Got to be accurate on that, and not just take the tax records. Paying somebody to professionally measure it, to shoot professional photographs, not from your phone, to do a professional video, and there's some other things that you can do with that. So those are out-of-pocket expenses that you may not have been thinking about, and taking the time to do it and to do it right. And the advantage of a realtor, probably going to increase your home value, the curb appeal, and be able to attract more quality buyers. By the way, at the end of this video, you'll see one that I did with one of my team members who's a listing specialist. I think you'll like it. And the result on that, faster, easier sale, and potentially a higher sale price, but definitely the professional assistance. So having somebody come in that's researched it, that knows what the market is at this particular time and is willing to spend money out of their own pocket, our own pocket, that we may not get back if you bolt and run. So it's important. And so how to sell my house without a realtor? You can certainly try. We'd love to help you. 704-345-3400. Catch this next video. I think you'll like it.